the size of this boy. Big old boy. He's just out here hopping around, being handsome, getting attacked by other smaller birds, by the way. Maybe I should put some treats out for him. Oh, there's one. See? See? He's not even doing anything. He's just trying to live his life. This is my entertainment for the night, by the way. I'm hungry. We're gonna have some ramen now. And I'm gonna eat avocado because they're gonna go bad. I got a roaming reckless vlog. I've got my prickly pear sparkling water. We've got views for days. Look at that. Oh my gosh, look at that. Oh, would you look at it? I don't know if that came across as much, but that like exploded air. Seasoning pack. Oh, it is spicy kimchi, so I don't know if I should, well, I guess I won't put it all because I spilled some. I have half a Pepsi left. And, oh, I have eggs. There's gotta be enough to cook it. And I'm just gonna let this sit for designated 3 minutes. I was looking for the plastic. Just pop this back up on here. Keep it insulated. That's my trick. Oh my gosh, look at that. Look at that. What a view, huh? You think this ramen has ever had a better view? It's like from Japan. Also look at this. What? I'm sorry. Look at her little paws, all curled up with her blanket and her head on a pillow. Like, what? Oh, she's so cute. I love her. All right, we ran into a slight issue. I actually looked at my Volta system and it was down to like 4 hours left. When I plugged in my Starlink and stuff, it just was drawing way too much power. So by the time I actually checked like hours later, too much. But that's actually good to know. Nothing in my fridge is gonna, like, it's whatever. If, luckily I don't have anything in there right now. Also, look at this. My ramen. See how the egg turned out. Oh, well, you can't even see it, so that's what it looks like. But I just did the idle start mode, like auto start for the Volta system, which is actually a pretty cool feature. And this is nice too, because I was like, you know, I'm just learning stuff. So basically with this one, if your system is, you know, running low or whatever, you put it in a certain configuration where you like turn it on, but not on, like you hit the run engine, but not like you don't actually like put your foot on the pedal and start it. And then you hold down, there's a little button to the left of your steering wheel that you can hold that auto starts the second alternator to help charge your system. And then you have the handbrake on, so you can't like drive obviously during this time. And then you turn it off, and then like after 30 seconds the car auto starts, and then it just puts it in like a high idle until you reach like a 20% charge, which should be fine. Look at this. Let me get up. I'm so lazy. I just went and looked. I've only been doing the idle for like, I don't know, 10-15 minutes, and it was like down below here. It was in between the 0 and the first notch, and it's already almost up past 20. Normally every night so far it's been between 80 and 100, which is all green. Past 20 it's going to turn green again. But it's just so cool with the power flow for it right now. You can see that it has, you know, incoming watts from the alternator, and then your timer mania is going up slowly as it goes up. I mean, it's more than this. It kind of will level out towards the end, but I just think that's awesome. It's such a relief. It's such a cool van. There's just bats flying around everywhere. Beautiful. All right, it just shut off. It ran for about an hour and it charged it all the way up. This keeps going up, by the way. So now we'll take a bit to even out on this end too. But from here to here in an hour is incredible. And this is all, I mean, like, I don't need more than this for just a night, so amazing. I'm about to go to bed. It's 10. I was about to say it's not even that late, but it is 10, so it's a reasonable time for me to go to sleep.
Tomorrow.
Beautiful. This is what, a pheasant? I don't know what it is, but look at its little claw. Its turkey leg. That's crazy. Okay, leave it. Crazy. Binks loved it. Oh, there's the rest. Come on. Move it. God, what is it? Binksy, come on. Ugh. Wow. I found this rock. It's very nice. There's a million flat round rocks here. I love it. Good morning. We just did our little morning. She's right here. I don't want to say the word, you know? And then I'm gonna eat this avocado. It's 7 right now. It's 7:12. So I'm gonna eat this, go get gas, try to find some water around here to refill my tank. Can't believe I did that still. And then the oil change place opens at 8, thankfully. I went down to the river to pray. I should wash my hands, but you know what? You know what I'm not gonna do? Wash my hands. I'm sorry. I just cannot be bothered at the moment. Oh, another thing is, like, all my paper towels and stuff are underneath the bed. Then we're gonna put a little bit of Lowry's on them. You wanna watch me put salt on an avocado? Woo! Sorry, that one was not satisfying because I was almost done. Here you go. Can you see it? Can you see it? Can you see it? Alright, you ready? Woo! Was this satisfying? No, you haven't. That's my breakfast. Dang, I should have put it in the fridge. It was good though. It was good. Okay. I'm gonna finish this, change, and then we'll be going. But I gotta charge this camera, so you don't get to watch me eat this entire avocado. I'm sorry. Look at my rear view shot. Just the fuel trucks back there. See it? I just looked up. I was like, oh dang. That's funny. What are we whining about already, girl? We just started. It is too early being stopped. Alright, it's Moab. Is everything you dreamed it would be? It's cute. A little bit. But it's also like, don't care. Desert wild. This is Moab, little city trading company, Apache, Hotel Moab. Okay. Love to see it. Alright, we're in the parking lot. Well, adjacent to it. I'm annoyed, just in general. And Binks keeps whining and this car keeps beeping and I'm just like, everybody, enough. Look at this place. It's actually right by the Moab sign. Oh, is that beautiful or what? My dirty ass windows. And then across the street, there is a brewery, which is cool. Moab Brewery is what I was trying to say there. There's a million cars now. This town is really small, okay? And I'm sure it's wonderful, but I've just had nothing but bad luck here. Also, I just backed into somewhere. I wasn't even near it, and I guess it drops down so much that I need to get out and like check the back of mine because it sounded like a scrape on something, and I was like, of course it did. Of course it did. So I just said, you know what? We're gonna sit still for a moment, drink some water, regain my composure. It's gonna be okay. It's gonna be okay. It's like everything is so beautiful and I'm so grateful all the time. I wish I was like that. I'm not. I'm still a person. So I just want to say, sometimes, even when you're in the most beautiful places, you can still be a little cranky. I'm also like a day from starting my period, so I know that's it. And I also have not been eating well or eating both of those things. I ate good yesterday. Well, I had 2 coffees, a breakfast burrito, and then I realized when I got to the campsite, I was like, no wonder I was so cranky. I hadn't eaten since like, I don't know, the morning. And then I had the ramen, and that was it. And then today I had the avocado. So I think I'm just hungry, but I'm also tired of like fast food. Another thing with driving, it's not that you have to like fast food, or, you know, like there's always options, but you have to be okay with sometimes, like for the 2 days, my first 2 days driving, when I stopped at Love's, like, I mean, once a day. I didn't do it every time I stopped at Love's, but like I'm eating like a cheese stick and a cup of hard-boiled eggs, you know, because there's not really a lot of great, and like a cup of fruit, and that's it for for a lunch, which is fine. I just mean like healthy options. I know people always want to argue like there's always, you know, yeah, there's not always time, there's not always availability, there's not always anything. So like, yes, I do make, you know, better choices. Not all the time either. Like, I absolutely got like a Godfather's pizza at one of the Loves that had it because I just hadn't had it forever. You know, the balance aspect, sure. But at the same time, if I'm driving all day, I'm tired already sometimes, and I'm not trying to like eat shitty food that's gonna make me feel worse. Not worse, but you know, like it just makes me sleepy. That's the day I took a nap, was I ate that Godfather's pizza, and then I hit that rest stop and I was like, dang, I'm tired. It's just, it really is a difference, and you notice it a lot more when you're like actively trying to like drive, you know, hundreds of miles, as opposed to just, I don't know, going back to work where you're bored and you might be tired anyways. So yeah, I don't know, I'm just trying to be real. There are cute little birds. Look at these. Look at these little chickadees. Zoom in, zoom in, zoom in. Nope, 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 that's not zoom. Do it again. And, oh, but now I do need that. Oh, they flew away. Alright. Trying to unzoom. Okay. Banksy, my love, enough. I'm gonna cry. I don't know what she needs today. We walked for so long. She just hates when I stop. When the car stops. Not even on me. There's one behind me now. Hopefully they work here. These babies. This guy's going to work. He just let his dogs out of the car and they're just peeing on trees in front of me. And peeing on a tree, one's peeing on a stump, and then they're just like running back over there. I guess they're garage dogs. Those are like type dogs that just like come when you call. Good dogs, you know? It's crazy. An off-leash dog to me, unheard of. We're gonna switch the day around. We're off to a good start. We're up early. It's 8 o'clock. That's great for me. I love you all. thank you for staying with me another day, and I'll see you after this oil change. Well, I was trying to show you that restaurant, but that boxcar decided to go as slow as he could by me. We're gonna move on. This is Moab. This is literally it, though. Like, we're about to be out of the town, too. That's it. I finally got my oil changed. I walked in and I was like, hey, this is my card. Do you have oil change for a ProMaster? And the guy was like, I literally just used my last filter for those yesterday. And now, I don't know if he's lying to me, because unless I'm the person that you're telling, like, oh my god, it's my last filter, you know, then I'm fine with it, with you telling me that. But if not, like, don't tell me that you just say you're out. Just say you're out. Don't be like, oh man, if you got here yesterday. Like, I know, I was already stressed about it then. Everything was closed. So I went there and the guy was like, how far are you going? I was like, I need to be in town. And he was like, well, right up the road, there's a place called S Point if you can get there early enough. And I was like, when do they open? Because I didn't see it on oil changes, didn't even list them. And everything around it opened at 8. So I was like, we need to get there early enough. Like, I walked into at 8 o'clock on the dot. Like, literally, I watched it turn to 8 because I had to check the door. And I was like, I know you actually just opened. So I thought that was funny because, like, the other places, like, you know, also open at 8. Anyways, all this to say, they were great. They did a pretty quick turnaround. Like, I sat in my car for an hour just because they had, like, this is a bigger vehicle, and so the bay they needed already had a truck in there that they were working on. So I had to wait like an hour, but I also needed to edit because I hadn't started editing for this week's video either way. So I edited for like an hour, and then they took it in, and then there was just like a pathway right by it that went all the way back, and it ended at a dog park. I don't know what I was thinking it would be, but it's just dirt. So we got in there, and Binks was looking at me like, what the hell is this, you know? And I was like, I don't know, I'm sorry. I thought there would be like, I guess the grass here isn't grass, it's like weedy grass, so I don't know why I thought it would be any different. She was just chasing crows. There was just these fat ass crows everywhere that were walking around, and she would just like stalk them, and then she, you know, so she had fun. It was fine. Then when we got back from the oil change, she was laying in the middle of their floor while they were like checking me out and stuff. Trying to give me my keys, and I was trying to like, she just laid down, so I just like took the leash and just put it by her so she could lay on the cold tiles while I paid for it and everything. We have a 14-hour and 25-minute drive ahead of us. Look at that. Just talking, like, this is what I'm looking at all around me. So cool. I'm not sure where I'm gonna stop tonight, what I'm gonna do, where I'm gonna go. It's an adventure every day. The last thing I was gonna say is that the oil change was $115, which I was very happy with. I thought it would be, I mean, oil changes in general are around that. I mean, like, it's oil, fluids, all the top offs and stuff, and then they look at everything else. So I was fine with that, but I was just like expecting it to be more because of the size of this car and like the extra shit they have to do for it to even see, like, they said it was fine, and they ended up being able to like lift it and everything just fine. So that worked out. Now what are you doing? Oh, merging. That's fine. It merges to one lane. You're allowed to do that. Never mind. They have an Arches license plate. How cool. Okay, I'm done. I'm hanging up. We're hanging up. Goodbye.
Now she was writing her own story. Josie Doyle's story for the entire world to read and to examine.
One eternity later.
Alright, we're leaving. We're not going to Salt Lake City. That was, hands down, some of the dumbest traffic I've ever driven through. I'm not even on myself. I'm so upset. I originally was going to stop in Salt Lake. Never seen it. Never, I mean, I don't think. If I have, I was a kid, don't remember. Oh my gosh. I don't know what y'all are doing in Salt Lake City. I know that it's not possible for everyone to be a Mormon, but maybe like take a step back on the, you know, missionary work, and maybe just learn to drive. Maybe teach your kids to drive. Oh My God, I'm not exaggerating. 6-lane highway, 5 of them normal, the 6th one's an express lane, speed limit 70. Absolutely every single car going the same speed, all of them 65. Nobody's even going the speed limit. And then there's just stretches where all of a sudden someone will just like completely stop on the freeway, just completely stop. And then instead of that lane being the one lane that stops, everybody stops. It happened 5 times in a stretch of like, I don't know, 20 minutes. It's not that long. It would be normal flow of traffic, people going, you know, yes, granted, way under 70, but I guess that's good because then a second later in front of you, you would just like come over a hill and everyone would be completely dead stopped. And let me tell you, stopping this on a dime, not easy. So I probably just stressed being out. I stressed myself out. I'm so tense. I was just like, get me out of here. Like, oh my gosh, literally some of the worst drivers I've ever experienced. People just swerving around. I was in the far right lane and someone still decided to like cut me off going uphill and just like, there was a semi in front of me and then wedged themselves in between the semi, like literally had to go in diagonally because there wasn't even enough room. Why? The worst driving. My hands hurt right now from squeezing my steering wheel with tension that I didn't even realize until right now, where I'm like, what are we doing? And also there's no regulation, I guess, on like who's in what lane. So it'd be like a semi truck in every single lane, all of them going up the hill at like the same slow ass speed. Like this guy right here, right? This is still 1, 2, 3, 4 lane. We literally just came out. There's a semi, you can't see it, but there's a semi right here. Why? And in front of me, there's 2 semis, both in different lanes. Why? Why don't you guys just chill and literally stay in your lane? That really stressed me out. It was awful. And then I was looking around. It's so smoggy. I'm like, it doesn't even look nice. It just looked like a city because it's not like, you have to be, like in my rear view, I could see the mountains with snow caps and stuff, but you would have to be at, like, in the city looking back towards that to even get the, you know, I don't know, not worth it. Not worth it. We're moving on. Also, every single highway here is so confused. I don't know what's going on. I just don't know. It's like blocks, so it'll be like 1,300 to 1,400. 2,200 to 3,200. Oh, look, right here. Here's one. Now we're in the 7,000s. 7,200 west. 7,200 west. I don't know what these are. I'm assuming like different branches of highways. But at one point, all the signs were so confusing because the turn I was getting off of is Reno. And I'm like, where the hell is Reno? Oh, it's just like numbers everywhere. It's like 5,000 to 6,000, 13 to 1,400, 2 exit 2,600, exit 32 west. Like, all right, that's it. That's a rant. I'm done. I'm sorry. Binks is like sitting up, panting. I feel so bad for her. I know, Mama. We're almost done. We're not. We have 11 hours. Lying, my dog. All right, speed limit 75. We'll all go 70, 74. So I gotta let me speed up. Let me get people out of the way. I'm sick of this. Okay, what the hell is this? Can you guys see this? I know I can look it up, which I will later. But you can't tell me. I mean, it's literally like, what do they call it? Obelisk? Like an alien beam. What is that? I don't know. I'll have to. I'm recording so I can remember to look it up, because like, why? You know? Why? So that out there is actually the like Salt Lake, and I would go, but there doesn't seem to be a turnoff over here. I think it's the other highway. So that's it. The view. It's beautiful. Really, really pretty. So stressful. My gosh, we just hit a stretch that obviously I did not realize would have no gas for such a long time. Will this focus? All right, 1 second. let's see. And there, can you see that? How empty that is? And at the time, this goes off at under 30 miles. So it like went away, and I knew the next station was like 16 miles past, but that had already gone. So who knows? Who knows? We could have like 5 miles left, man. That was so scary.
6.5 hours later.
So nice. Okay, so update is we're stopping, obviously, to shower, as you can tell. Here's my shower tour. Actually, the shower's actually really cool. Look at it. This is a bad review, one sec. Okay, there you go. At an angle that actually shows you the shower. They have body wash at this one. Sometimes they have shampoo and conditioner and body wash. Sometimes they just have a shampoo, conditioner, body wash all in one, which I'm assuming this is what it is. A Nook, and then they give you towels in the same way. So the last place I was at, like right up the road, the gas overflow. Because it just like I was slowly manually pumping it, and I guess it just never clicked like they normally do. So I got gas all over my feet. And I was like, well, there's a pilot down the road. Let's take our shower. Now we're in Wendover. Wendover? The state line of Utah and Nevada. Wendover, yeah. West Wendover. We're on the Nevada side. There's a casino in this pilot. I walked in, I was like, are people smoking in this pilot? 100% they were. It's fine. Alright, we're done with a shower. It was wonderful. 10 out of 10. The water pressure at Pilots, honestly, I remember I used to shower at Pilots. Like, I stop at Love's because I like the 10 cents off gas. I don't even know. I have a Flying J one too. It probably is the same. But Pilot shower heads are just so nice. They're insane. Sometimes it's too much. They're all like that too. Well, everyone that I've been to. Just like the most intense water pressure. It's like you're standing under a waterfall. It's awesome. I just want to give you an update to say the showers are great. This is like, you know, another stop. This town is funny because it's right on the border of Nevada. So of course there's a casino like immediately. I just think it's silly that we made up these borders for no reason. And then because of it, we have to drive to different states to be like, oh, we're here. We can finally gamble. Like to drive to another state because you know that on the border of the state you can gamble and they're gonna have a casino is just, I don't know. I don't know why that's so funny to me. I've never been a gambler though, so I hate losing. I'm too competitive to gamble. I get so mad if I lose, especially if I'm losing money. No, thank you. Oh my god. These people are moving. But yeah, I brought you out because we're about to leave. Okay, wait, look at this town. When I come in, it's like casinos and stuff. But there's this big old cowboy up here. And I was like, let me get the camera out so y'all can see this cowboy. Wendover Will welcomes you to West Wendover, Nevada. Silly. So we're back on the road, baby. Look at this cracked ass road. You can't see it well, I guess you can see it both. It's just really funny. It stands out so much in the in the rear view. That's it. We're just driving through Nevada. I know so many people hate this. Why does it say max video? Dang, am I on the wrong setting? I'm so bad with my camera. Like I'm fine with them, you know, but at the same time I'm bad with checking anything before I just start talking. I just assume it's always perfect. I don't know why I do that, but it says max video on the front of this. Don't know what that means. Hopefully it's fine. I need to find my sunglasses. It's really sunny. I don't know what I was saying. Who cares? Oh, Nevada. People hate driving through it. I love it. Like from here, almost literally until I hit the Oregon border, it is like this. That's it. This is what you're looking at. And then you just go up the hill and you go down the hill. Let me actually set my cruise. I gotta get on the highway still. It's just this for miles and miles and miles. So, this UFO land, baby. So I'm gonna listen to my podcast because there's no service in most of the stretches out here. I mean, unless they've changed it. Granted, I haven't driven these roads in a while. It's been, when did I live in Vegas? 2013, so like over a decade. I mean, I lived there for 4 years, but it's been about 10 years since I've made the treks between Nevada going on road trips. But there's some stretches. I filled up my tank, and from here on out, we're gonna fill it at every, I mean, unless it's like over half a tank. Not even, honestly, I don't know, maybe. These roads make me so nervous. I don't understand why people have not yet put more gas stations on these freaking roads, because, I don't know, but yeah. I think I'm probably not gonna let it get under half a tank if I can help it. Like if there's a gas station and I'm at or around half a tank, I will refill every single time because I'm not gonna risk it. Risk it for the biscuit. I'm not gonna risk it, and then also, ooh, my energy drink. I am so sorry. I don't know why any of you watch me. I'm insufferable. I can't focus for anything. I'm also like, I understand I'm like actively multitasking and like driving, but I mean, look, I'm not, you know, we're good. I have nothing to distract me. I wouldn't be filming this if this was like a busy highway, you know. I don't know what I was saying. Speed limit's 80, so we're good. We're gonna put it on probably 85, depending on the winds, depending on the hills. We'll see what we get. We'll see how she does. And usually for a lot of this, it's just you and semis. I love this road. That's what I was saying. I love this road because it's just creepy. Pacific time zone. Yay! I gained an hour. It's so nice. I love it. So I downloaded a bunch of Otherworld episodes, and I mean, I have for sure 9 hours worth of them. And I'm just excited because this road is so creepy. It's like a, you know, fun little ghost towns everywhere. Just like, I did a, ooh, I can do a quick story time while I'm just cruising. You can, wait, let me see if I can get a good background for you as I tell my story time. All right, so when I was in the Air Force, I mean, like, I was in the Air Force for a long time, but when I was a small, wee child in the Air Force, when I just joined, I was like 19. First station at Nellis, like I said, which is out in Vegas. I don't even remember what the town was. Basically, there was I was security forces, which is like a police, like military police. So I was a cop for my first for like my first 3.5 years in the military. And I was responding to a crash site in a random town. I wish I could remember, but it was like a random Nevada ghost town because they do a lot of test flights out over the Nevada area, obviously, because it's just that. There's nothing. So they were doing test flights. There were two planes that went down. One of them the pilot ejected, and he was fine, but the other one just like, he got taken out by his own G-force. Basically, he like passed out and just like exploded, him and the plane. So we go to this crash site. We were there for, I don't know, a little over a week, because they send people, when pilots crash, you have to send people like as a response. You have a whole recovery team. You have different sections of it. So there's people who come out and they actually like pick up all the parts of the plane, and it's cool. They reconstruct the plane. It's not sick. Like they make like a huge, like, I always think of it like the Jurassic Park dinosaur, the T-Rex bones. I don't know why, but in my head I'm like, oh, they reconstruct it like the Jurassic Park bones. No, no, like a model jet probably would be a better comparison, but in my head I always think of that. So yeah, they put it back together, and then they can see like what parts are missing, and if they have, you know, they can kind of tell what happened from the impact, and you know, they do a whole thing. A lot of different people from a lot of different teams. So you have like a crash car, which is just this huge mobile van that comes out with a bunch of, you know, equipment, and then you also have a bunch of like first responders who are going out looking for the bodies initially. You have a bunch of, you know, you have everybody, but one of the people that they have to bring out is cops, military cops, because they don't want, I mean, like local police do cordons usually, like they set boundaries for it, and then military cops come in and they actually are like set boundaries within the boundaries. So the civilian cops keep the locals out, and then the military cops keep the anyone who happens to get past those lines out. Anyways, that was a really long setup. I hope this is interesting. That was like one of my first major, honestly, probably like looking back, potential, you know, PTSD symptom. I didn't really have it. I don't know why. It's a lot different when you have a dead body in front of you that is not a body. It, like, I'm being genuine, it was like walking through a field of beef jerky. And I know that sounds horrible, but that's what it looked like. It's just like an explosion. This person burned up and everything exploded at the same time. So there were just like actual strips of like dried, burnt flesh everywhere. It smelled gross. I will say that. It smelled gross. It was massive. Like the area for this, like it all just blew up and went out everywhere. So we were there and setting out these little flags and stuff. Like people were in the field, and you just see hundreds of these little red flags where they're just marking body, like pieces of body, bones, you'd find pieces of jumpsuits everywhere, some of it like connected to pieces of flesh, just like, you know, not fun for sure. I know it sounds callous. I didn't like care that much then, because it was more exciting than anything. And again, when you're not seeing it as a physical person in front of you, it's a lot different. Like I've also been to a lot of, like when I switched over and was a federal agent for a while, I responded to a lot of actual, you know, things that are a little bit more PTSD invoking for me personally, like actual murders, suicides, you know, like kidnappings, child neglect, child, you know, like all, I can't say that. I can't say those words. You know, things like that, which actually like affect me a lot more. So at the time I was just really excited. But we stayed in these, because there's nothing out there, we got to stay in these like really cool cabins. Like we would take shifts, and when we were off shift, the only thing that was surrounding the area was just in the middle of this ghost town. There were like these prospector cabins that you could rent out. I don't know why anyone would be. There was like that and one single motel, but the motel actually was full, which turned out great because the motel was disgusting. Like it looked so sketchy and scary. It looked like the one from Norman Bates. What is it? You know what I'm saying? Psycho? That's what it looked like. And so we got to stay in these really cool cabins and just like be in the middle of this I don't know. That's like the point of this all is to say that's where my start of my love for like all things ghost town came from, because I'd driven through them in the past, but I had never like actively stayed in one for a while. We were actually there for a while. It wasn't just a week. It was I think it was like closer to like 3 weeks, because I remember the per diem out there was pretty good for a random place in the middle of Nevada. So yeah, all that to say, I'm driving these and I'm thinking about things like that, and I'm like, oh man, you know, I wonder if I'll ever be able to find that random little ghost town. I mean, technically it's not a ghost town because there were a few people in it, but there wasn't a lot. You know what? It was near wherever the extraterrestrial highway is, because I drove out there. We were really close to that. So the town right outside of that is where we were. And I think where the extraterrestrial highway is near Rachel, Nevada, I want to say, because I feel like I remember that because it's, I mean, obviously it's my name, but I'm always like, oh yeah, Rachel, Nevada, like aliens, Rachel, that makes sense, that's me. So maybe somewhere out there. I don't know, man. I'm just happy. I'm just happy to be here. Ooh, my car. She's revving up. She's like, we're gonna get up this hill. You do it, girl. You do it. Yeah, so anyways, we have 9 hours and 15 minutes left on this drive. This is what I'm looking at. We're going up And then you know what, once we get up, we're gonna go right back down. I've driven this so many times. It's really cool at night though, because it's just like pinpricks of like lights, but there's nothing else. It's just headlights from other cars, nothing else around you. Pitch black everywhere. So I'm excited for it to be dark, and then I'll film it. You won't be able to see anything because it's like I just said, you can't tell. It's just dark. So that's it. Hopefully we'll see a UFO. I listened to one of the other world podcasts that I listened to. One of the girls on it was talking about how she saw a UFO, and her mom saw a UFO first, and then she was like, how did you see it? I want to see it. And she's like, I don't know, I just saw it. So then she went outside and looked at the sky and was like, I want to see it. And then she saw one, and then her advice was to go outside and say, I want to see a UFO, and then they'll show themselves to you. And I said, ma'am, if you think I haven't been doing that for the past 35 years, you're out of your mind. Out of your mind. That doesn't just work. I wish it worked. You know how easy that would be? So I don't know. You guys can try it. Everybody out there, go outside, look at the sky and say, I want to see a UFO, and then let me know. Let me know if you see them, okay? But that's it. That's the update. Now we're gonna drive for the next, I don't know, 9 hours. Who knows? When did I leave? 12? I woke up pretty early today though. I woke up at like 6:30, so I'm not sure if I can actually drive for a long time today. I don't know. I don't know what we're doing. We're just living life. I'll see you when I see you. Bye.
I'm gonna let Nicole and Eileen take it from here. This is episode 77. The title is You're Not Eileen, and you're listening to Otherworld.
Hello?
Is this Bobby?
Yes, it is.
At its core, the science you can't argue.
Alright, we're stopping for food because... Am I even that hungry? No. Do I need to eat? Yes, probably, because I don't remember... Did I eat today? I don't remember. I was gonna say the last thing I ate, but I don't remember eating at all, actually, so... But we're gonna stop here for one reason and one reason alone. There is a mother flippin' porta subs in this town, and I can't explain how happy I am. I haven't had porta subs in so long. It's my favorite sandwich chain. And I'm just, you know, about to live my best life.
Wait too long. Bring it back. Very.
Okay, first off, this 2-part episode, it's so entertaining so far, and it hasn't even got to the, like, supernatural, paranormal, whatever aspect of it. It's called The Chicken Whackers, Part 1. And it's about this guy who was, like, a roaming nomad who would just stay at these, like, different homeless, in, like, in between travels, like, homeless camps, like Slab City or, like, Skid Row and stuff, but also he would, like, chill with band friends and stuff. But basically he gets to Colorado near, like, Grand Junction, which I just drove through, and all these people start being, like the other, like, homeless people in the community and travelers and stuff are telling him to, like, watch out for the Chicken Whackers, which is just such a crazy name, but I guess it's like this cult who like sacrifice homeless people. Insane. It's really entertaining, whether or not you believe it or not. I mean, I do. The guy who's like telling his story is really entertaining in himself. Also, we stopped. We got the goods. We got the goods. I don't know how I'm gonna eat this. I probably should have eaten it there. Beautiful. 9 minutes to the gas station. Okay, I know this is very dark. We stopped for the night. It's crazy the difference between how bright it seems for my eyes Like the moon is so bright, but it looks so much darker. Anyways, we stopped. That's my view. I'm by a picnic area in National Forest land because it's like 1:30. You're not gonna be able to see me, so 1 second. I'm fully charged from driving all day, but honestly, you don't even need the AC because it's like cold outside. It's like 48 degrees, so I'll be fine. But yeah, I'm about to go to bed. Just realized I didn't give an update for like the past, I don't know, forever hours because I got so enthralled with like a 6-part mini series. It was really cool. I'm gonna go to bed now.
Tomorrow.
Went to bed around 2. Woke up at 10. We got a full 8 hours, guys. I've been like slowly trying to wake up for a while, so I think I'm ready. I'm gonna go walk her around a little bit, and then we're literally like 2.5 hours from my sister's house, so we'll be there soon. Good girl. What a view, huh? Oh, cute. Yeah, she's on edge because when we got out, there was like, honestly, I don't even know what it is. So like, I understand. It was really weird. It was like the size of a corgi. I literally thought it was a corgi. It was all black, but the way it ran, it started bouncing. So it bounced and ran like a rabbit. So she started like prancing, and I was like, what the hell are you doing? Because she gets like, she turns into like a hunting dog when she catches a scent of anything. So she started prancing with her head up really high, and I was like, what is it? And then I look up, and it just looks like this black corgi hopping away like a bunny. It was so weird. I don't know what that was. Unless they have like giant black rabbits here. This is where I stayed. The Sprague River picnic area, or Fremont Winema National Forest. That's why I stopped here too, because I was like, it's National Forest land. Oh, and I have fun paranormal-ish stories. They're not paranormal at all, honestly. They just spooked me out, and that's what matters. I was listening to Otherworld. The episode that I was actually talking about, I'll tell you again, it's chicken whackers. The first part, there's like no supernatural element to it. It's just this guy simply talking about his life as a homeless man, like a traveling homeless man, and like all the places he would go to, and kind of how he got himself into it, etc. And then the second part specifically was for this area in Grand Junction, Colorado, where he was talking about all the homeless people and like traveling nomads and stuff. Everyone was really scared of this, it's not a gang, it's like a cult, called the Chicken Whackers. And people described them in a bunch of different ways. I think the host of the show is named Jack Wagner, and he did a really good job of kind of describing them. Like he did some research of it and talking to a reporter after in one of his Patreon episodes, and he was just saying that it's kind of like an amalgamation of everything that like homeless people or people who are like unhoused in, and I say homeless not as like strictly, I just mean like literally traveling without a home. Like I am homeless, you know, so just like unhoused, displaced, people in the foster system, like traveling nomads, people who, you know, have fallen into drug use. There's like such a wide category for this, and because of that, this gang cult thing called the Chicken Whackers became like this kind of embodiment of all their fears, right? So it's like some people would tell, this guy is like going through, his name is Keegan, right? And so some people would be like, hey, you know, stay out of these areas because chicken whackers will get you. And then Keegan would be like, who are these people? Like, why are you scared of them? Like, what is that name? It's crazy. And they don't know why they're called that. That's something you never figure out. I'm just letting you know that now, because to me, I was like, what the hell? Who would pick that name? But yeah, so people would say that they like will, you know, assault you, that they will kill you, that they will, you know, like if you were clean, they could get you addicted to drugs, they could do whatever, you know, like whatever it is that people are scared of, they would kind of say like that's what they did. So some people were like, okay, well maybe this is just a lot of crime that happens in the area that people like blame this, you know, this suspicious name on, and maybe they don't exist and it's just this, you know, being lumped in with all this stuff. Anyways, a huge part of this cult is that they use like psychic attacks, and it's in like newspapers from Grand Junction. I guess they did like an article on it. There's like Reddit posts about it. He said that there's not that much info. The reporter herself, like the show host, he went through some stuff and he said like he listed out what he could find. He said he spoke with the lady who wrote the article in Grand Junction for the newspaper. He also spoke to a few other people from the town who have like heard of them and kind of what their theories are and stuff on it. So at the end of this, they all are saying the same thing of like they don't know how they do it, but they use this like psychic link, psychic attack, whatever it is. A lot of people think it's like devil worship. A lot of people just think that it's that Grand Junction itself is like this energy vortex, because it used to be a place where just like warriors from different tribes would go. It was like this junction of waters meeting, and that's why it was called Grand Junctions, because it was these two rivers. And so like all this power from it has been turned into like, you know, harnessed for bad, and people use it to, you know, do all this terrible stuff instead. But anyways, I am saying all this to say this freaked me out so much, because I was driving from my friend's house in Colorado to my sister's at this point. I mean, like I'm right outside my sister's house now, but before I listened to this episode, I was like, I had recently gone through Grand Junction, and or no, I was trying to download it. I don't know the timing of it, but basically I hadn't listened to it yet. I didn't know it's about Grand Junction at all. It didn't say anything about it. I didn't look at the show notes. All I saw was Chicken Whackers Part 1. It was like the next episode that I had to listen to on my downloaded list. And so I was trying to download episodes to listen to that day, actually, and my stuff wouldn't work. It wouldn't download. And so my maps and everything kind of shut down because I had terrible service. So when I got to my friends, I was like, let me actually reroute all this stuff. And I originally was not going to go through Colorado at all. Like I was, but I was going to go the other way, where I got to go through Steamboat Springs, that like really, you know, beautiful side, and it would take me north through Wyoming and then west through Idaho. And that was a route that I had planned. That's a route I had talked about with my sister, whatever. And so that day, something in my head, like when I was leaving, I just had such a bad feeling for going anywhere but Grand Junction. Like it was so weird. I was like being pulled to it kind of. In my head, I just kept saying like Grand Junction, Grand Junction, Grand Junction. And it was like freaking me out because I didn't understand. I was like, what? Why am I like repeating this over and over? Because I had never like, I mean, I'm sure in my life I've heard maybe someone say Grand Junction, but I couldn't tell you when. I don't like have an active memory of knowing what Grand Junction is. And I don't know why I was so like fixed on it. But I just kept being like Grand Junction, Grand Junction. And even like the first night, I swear to God, I was trying to get to Grand Junction for no reason. Oh, I'm giving myself chills. It freaks me out so bad. Like, and every time I was like, I don't want to take this route. This goes through Vail. This goes through like construction. This is like the busiest route. I don't need to go through here. But in my head, I was like, you need to go to Grand Junction. Like, every other route will be bad. You need to go to Grand Junction. And I would, like, I even clicked on the upper route. I was like, I want to take this route. And I just had this terrible feeling. And it was like, no, trust your gut. You need to go to Grand Junction. You need to go to Grand Junction. And I was like, okay, I guess, whatever. And then the entire time I was driving that night, I was tired. And my friend even told me, she was like, you can stay here. And I was like, I don't know why. I was like, I just feel like I'm gonna try to drive. I don't know. I'll try to make it to Grand Junction. And she's like, oh, okay. Like, it was random because it's like 200 miles away. And so then I stopped at a rest stop, and I just was so tired at that point, luckily, because my intent was to get to Grand Junction for the night. I don't know why. It's so freaky to look back on now, because I have no like reason to, I don't know, it's really weird. And then I ended up going to like that rest stop right outside of Glendale Springs, and because I went to breakfast there, because my sister was like, oh, you should stop there because there's like, you know, it's a cute town or whatever, like get something there. So then I was just like, oh, I don't need to stop here because I already stopped, thank God. But I don't know, it's so weird to me now listening to it. I was getting so freaked out because I was like, what the hell? I don't, like, why was I being, I don't know. And just like, it would have been like 2:30 by the time I got there. And the whole time I was driving, in my head it just was repeating. It was like an OCD moment for me, and I've never had anything like it. And I was just like, in my head I was like, maybe I'm like hyper fixating on it because of the way it sounds. Like, I didn't know what was going on either, and I couldn't figure out why. I know this probably isn't scary to anybody else, but to me, listening to this episode after, hearing about these people who have like psychic abilities to like keep people, like half the story is that they're trying to like keep people actively in the town, and that like him and his buddy Grant are trying to leave. He turns around and Grant is like walking back into town, and he's like so dazed and so out of it, he's just being like pulled back in, like all this shit, and it just freaked me out. So I'm just saying this first off because you guys all said that you want to hear more like paranormal stuff, spooky stuff. Not that this is spooky, I just thought it was really weird. I mean, for me it was creepy for sure, but like telling this to other people, maybe they won't care. But secondly, just as an FYI, like, be warned, unless you're staying like at a really nice hotel on the very good side, because I have no idea where I was gonna stay. I don't, you know, like the parks and stuff are kind of in the outskirts, like there's different, I don't know. I'm just like so happy, and I kept seeing signs too, and every sign I would check the mileage, and I'd be like, all right, 100 miles to Grand Junction, like 50 miles to Grand Junction. I was just like, it's so freaking weird looking back on now. I have no reason for it. And then after I was through it, I like didn't think about it again. And then I heard that episode because I literally got into freaking, that's when I was eating at that, I was eating breakfast, and I had my Otherworld shirt on, and the girl was like, oh, podcast, like what is that? And I told you that story, and because of that, that reminded me to download the episodes. And then when I got in the car, that was the first episode I heard. It's just so strange looking at it all. I'm like, this is so freaking weird. So I lived to tell the tale. I survived Grand Junction. I survived the chicken whackers. And they, you know, I'm obviously not their target, but I was just like so creeped out either way. Like, there's a lot of people who know where I am. I'm not like I'm not a complete vagabond. I have like 5 people who I've been sharing my location with for this entire trip, so that, like, you know, I don't expect one person to just follow me constantly, but I'm like, you know, people can check in. All my friends and family have it, so I understand. I'm not being like, they would have murdered me. I'm not saying that at all. I think it would have been fine. I just think that, like, things like that, the energy of it is like so strange to me. And I was talking to my sister about it, and I was like, you know, I guess the positives are, if people have stuff like this, like maybe they can test their own psychic abilities of, like, you know, maybe if they are using this thing as like a kind of like vortex area to call others in, if you were like passing through it and you have some form of psychic ability, you're like, I need to get to Grand Junction, like maybe it's reaching out to anybody who's like, you know, I don't know, it's just so weird. And now I'm getting like a headache too talking about it, which is another thing for me personally. I know this all sounds crazy, but that's like a symptom that I get sometimes when I like focus into things too much. I'm sorry. I know that makes me sound insane. I get it. I really do. It just really freaked me out. And then the second thing, this is going to sound even crazier. I was listening to another episode, and I stopped it after a while because I was just like trying to find a place I was like focusing on trying to find a spot. But this episode was just about, I mean, it's a 6-part series. This one's called like Them. And it's not aliens in the way we think of it. It's like, if you've ever read like the Golden Compass series, the second one, The Subtle Knife, my favorite one, like one of my favorite books of all time, honestly. Like, it just kind of changed the way that I viewed the world around me as a kid. Becca and I have had so many conversations, and just of like, for her, it helped her really form like an opinion on how she viewed religion and how she viewed the people around her and how much religion affected people around her, things like that at like a younger age when you're not really thinking about things like that. For me, The Subtle Knife, the second book, is what got me, and it was because the subtle knife itself, like the star of the show, the second book, is this knife that can cut through like dimensions. So basically it's just like a normal looking knife, but if you slice it in the air, it like cuts through the veil, so to speak, and you can go into like parallel dimensions because of this, and you can, you know, keep doing it, keep going into them, kind of. It's just this idea that we are all living in the same like universe, so to speak, but there's just like, you know, a complete different one right by us. It's kind of like Glitch in the Matrix, right? Where something happens and they kind of cross over each other. It's not necessarily like aliens, it's just a different higher dimension. So there's like, that's why we get affected. This is like a full theory. This isn't what they talk about at all. This is just a full theory that kind of I started looking into after getting really into the subtle knife and stuff, and I was looking into like as a teenager, not like quantum physics or anything, right? But like these theories for it, a lot of people are like, well, higher vibrational beings or planes or whatever, you're all like kind of in the same areas, but you can't see the frequencies that you're not related to, and vice versa. Like if they're lower than you, you can't see it if they're higher than you, whatever. So these episodes were about these like metaphysical beings, so to speak, that are not aliens, but they use like technology and they use things to like interact with people. But they're just talking about having these like, I don't know, psychic communications kind of with these people where they're, well, not psychic, these ones are just straight up, well, some, I don't know, it's too much to explain. It's literally a 6-part series. Anyways, I say all that to say that when I was driving last night, I was like, dang, that would be really helpful. I wish, you know, I could communicate with people like that, because like drives like this, sometimes when it's night, I'm like, I just need a simple suggestion, you know. Sometimes I'm like, there's so many turnoffs, where can I park that will be safe for the night if I'm on roads like this that don't have like a Love's or something. And I'm just like jokingly thinking this to myself, and I get this like flash of this like dirt road with a park sign and like a tree, and I was like, yeah, you know, that would be perfect. And in my head, I'm just thinking like, oh, I'm like visualizing somewhere, like it's not like what I would like to find, you know. I would love like a park, like a recreation site that is like off the main road. It's not just because you know how there's like turnoffs on a main road at places, and then it like takes you paths and stuff down to a recreation site. So I was thinking like a recreation site that you actually turn onto a road for, and then there's like a pull off there. So I like visually see it in my head, and I was like, okay, cool. Yeah, that is, and I'm just thinking I'm making it up, because I'm like, that's exactly what I want. And so I'm driving, and I passed that sign of where I actually ended up staying last night, and in my head I was like, I just felt like I was like, oh, I should stop here, but I kept driving at the moment, because I was like, I don't know, like I'm just thinking, I was like, it was just very convenient, because I was just thinking about something like this, and then I pass a sign, because in my head I'm not seeing like a name, I just see like a park sign, like a national forest sign, you know, they're the wooden signs that all have that like you know, that shape to them. So I just thought, of course I'm gonna want to stop here. I just was thinking about this. So I go down the road like, I don't know, 10 more miles, and I see another sign, and so I pull off, and it's like the ranger station for it, and I was like, you know what, let me just pull my eye overlander and see if there's anywhere here that I can park that's like legal, because you can't actually park at lots of those. They're like day use. So I see one that's like 5 miles away, and I was like, man, I was like, okay, that's convenient. So I click it, and then I end up going back the opposite direction. I was like, this is gonna take me to that place, and I turned left at the exact place where I was like, I should have stopped. And I swear to God, it was like exactly what I saw in my head. It was like the same thing. Oh my gosh, there's little prairie dogs everywhere. I just had to slow down because there was 5 of them running across the road in different sections. I did not hit any of them. But yeah, it freaked me out because I got there and it was like, you turn off, and then there's a turn off, and it's there's a tree in the middle of it, and it's like a little roundabout, and I was just sitting there like, I was like, I need to go to bed. I was like freaked out, man. These didn't happen on like, I mean, they happened on the same day, I guess, of just realizing these, but like the events themselves did not happen on the same day. So, I don't know. Woo. I just thought it would be a fun story time if you guys care about paranormal stuff. That's just, and those aren't even like paranormal. That's just more of the stuff that happens to me all the time. Like all the time. I do shit like that all the time. The second one, the first one, not so much. That one really scared me. But the second one, I'm just like, of course, this was it. Of course, that's exactly what I saw. It freaked me out. I was like, all right, well, if anything, I know I'm safe because like I literally I saw this place in my head. That's so strange. Ooh, yeah, like this sign. I'll show you. Fremont, Winema National Forest, just like that. And this is exactly what I didn't want, like that. And then there's a pull-off like right here, you know? And that was like what I didn't want. So I was picturing the other thing. Anyways, it was just weird. But that's it. That's that's all there is with my stories for the day. And now, you know, I'm less than 2 hours from Becca's house. I'm gonna get a coffee at some point, and then we'll be back in a home setting for a while.